Hello everyone, Darren here, and on today's episode of Watch the Academy, we are going to cover all the equipment and give a general brief overview or go more in depth on some new pieces of equipment if need be. Fortunately, I would have loved to do this in game, but I do not have a tank that has access to every single piece of equipment. The most piece of equipment I have access to on one tank is 14 out of the 15 pieces of equipment, and so obviously because one is missing, that is not good enough. So we're just going to use the game guide, on the website here. I'm gonna not cover any of this. This is all just general information of how the equipment system works. Pretty much as it is, you get access to 4 slots. This one right here should not be touched ever, really, unless you are one of those people that likes to live dangerously. As usual with the equipment, you have access to there are now 4, but not counting that 4th slot, you have access to 3 slots for you to choose for equipment pieces. Thing now though is that, and this is subject to change, is that the equipment does not cost gold to remove, but you get half of its actual value when you dismount the equipment and sell it. So you don't have to pay gold to sell your equipment now, but you get half of its value, if not maybe a little bit more. I don't know the exact hard value. I just to be safe, let's just assume it's 50% of the actual price that you paid for. So anyway, like I said, just as another disclaimer, I have already kind of forgotten what exact pieces of equipment we had pre 6.0, aside from the few main pieces of equipment that we are all familiar with because we put them in every single tank. So I cannot remember what had a previous skill pre 6.0, again, with the exception of the ones we all know and love. So just to be on that side, I'm just going to straight up go down the list here and explain the effect of each piece of equipment and go more in depth if necessary, because I know that there were some pieces of equipment that were actually that need to be covered a little bit more in greater detail. So anyway, let's get going down the list here, starting off with advanced camouflage. This is pretty much the camouflage net from pre 6.0. This reduces your tank visibility, but unlike pre 6.0 camouflage net, this is active all the time. Before 6.0, you had to sit stationary and you could not move for your camo net to work. This time though, the advanced camouflage works the entire time. Advanced optics here. This is pretty much optics. They have done away with binos, so we just now have advanced optics. This increases the view range by 10%. So if you have a view range of 100 meters, you're going to get, with advanced optics equipped, you're going to get a view range of 110 meters. Advanced repair system. This reduces the repair time of any module by 25%. So, if it takes 4 seconds to repair a module, it's now going to take 3 seconds with this piece of equipment equipped. Advanced loader. This is the gun rammer that we all know and put on everything. This reduces the reload time by 10%. So, 10 seconds. Now it's going to take 9 seconds for a gun to be fully reloaded. Advanced gun lane drive. This pretty much just increases your aim speed by 12%. Moving on to another one that we all know and love and have pretty much put on everything that we could. Gun stabilizer accuracy is increased by 20% with this. Moving down the list here, we have Spaline, one that I'm sure many of us have put on slow lumbering tanks that, were big HE magnets. And this reduces ramming and explosion damage by that is received by 50%. So if you take 1,000 damage a shot, or when you get rammed, you take 1,000 damage. Instead, now you're only going to take 500 damage when you take a big explosion shot HE or you get rammed. Advanced suspension. This pretty much increases the track durability by 50%, as well as the damage received from environmental collision. So, the best way I can describe this little portion right here is, I believe, something along the lines: if you fall, and we've all done things where we've made a jump on a hill. We've jumped to like a small little hill, and then we've hit like a rock or something, and then we've taken damage. More or less, that is what it's talking about in terms of environmental collision. It could be anything from a tree, a rock, the ground itself, a dead tank, stuff that's part of the static environment. All right, engine protection. This just increases the engine durability. So this just pretty much makes it gives it a 50% chance of it less likely taking out your engine if you get hit in the engine deck. Moving on to the next piece of equipment that we all know and are very familiar with is improved ventilation. This just pretty much boosts your commander's effectiveness of its skills by 5%. Alright, other one is reinforced ammo rack. This just pretty much increases the ammo rack durability by 50%. This is kind of like one of those pieces of equipment that you would probably sit down and think about putting into a tank such as like the Leopard 1. Though, I would still put gun rammer, vertical stabilizers, and optics instead of ammo rack. But it's now there. It's now an option if you really do value not getting ammo racked. Reinforced fuel tank. Same thing like the reinforced ammo rack. It just protects the durability of the fuel tank module and increases the durability by 50%. Advanced armor. Now, this here is another one that tends to leave a lot of questions of people like, well, why am I getting less damage when I shoot? Why are my low rolls extra low rolls and stuff? Advanced armor, as you can see, reduces the damage received by 5%. There's also a skill that you can stack on top of this if you put a commander that has this equipped in this tank that has this piece of equipment. So basically not counting the stackable commander skill, let's just straight up say you have advanced armor on this vehicle and you normally take 100 damage. Average. Like average damage you take is 100 HP. Reducing this by 5% will mean that you now, instead of taking 100 damage, you now only receive 95 damage. And that's not including the high rolls and low rolls. So if the person shooting at you low rolls, that damage reduction is still added onto that actual low roll. So it doesn't matter what they hit you for, this will still apply to that amount of damage. So, I'd pull out my calculator, but if you have a 105 millimeter gun that averages for about 390 a shot, let's say you get hit for the average 390, it's going to be reduced by 5%. Let's say the same person shoots at you a second time and they low roll this time for I don't know. I don't even know what the minimum is off the top of my head. Let's just put 290 this time. That low roll shot of 290 is also going to have the 5% damage reduction applied to the that shot. Same thing with high rolls. Also, I would like to point out that advanced armor is not equipable on every class. Um, I don't know about specialist vehicles, because again, I don't have every tank in the game. But from what I've seen, only heavy tanks and medium tanks are the ones able to have the advanced armor equipment, which kind of makes sense because they're the ones supposed to kind of be sticking their necks out in fights. From what I've seen, light tanks and TDs and artillery 100% are not able to have advanced armor. Uh, kind of self-doubting myself at this point, but I do believe light tanks do not have the advanced armor equipment option either. I'll add a footnote if I am wrong about that. So yes, be aware of this, that this is a thing, and this is a double-edged sword. Not to mention the fact that there is a commander skill that you can put on top of this that also stacks this. Alrighty. Moving down to the second to last one, we have the advanced reloader. This one here needs to be more covered in depthly because this is missing a very important bit of information. The advanced reloader instantly allows you to swap shell types without interrupting the reload. So you could be halfway through the reload of your vehicle and you will not have to restart the reload. You could switch ammo types. I have never equipped this either, but I have also heard that this allows you to, even if you have a AP shell fully loaded, you can hit the A button and it will instantly swap to like a heat shell or an HE shell or whatever the heck it is you want without having to reload. I'll double check that, and if I'm wrong on that, I will add a footnote. But another thing I want to mention is that this piece of equipment is only for non-auto loading tanks. So if you are in a vehicle like a Batchat or a 50B or a Kronvon or a 57 Heavy or the Batchat Arty, you will not have access to this skill. This is only for single shot gun tanks. The last piece of equipment we have is the enhanced target info, and this here is this magical fourth skill that I have told you guys, fourth piece of equipment that I have pretty much said, don't take this off unless you like to live dangerously. This piece of equipment pretty much is everything that we took for granted pre 6.0. So the outline of the tank when you aim at it, so you know, you can see the exact shape and you aren't just blindly shooting through a bush. You can see what you're aiming at. And also displays that colored ring when you aim in, the chance of penetration, you know, the yellow, the white, the orange, red colors when you see if you're not using colorblind mode. Pretty much that is what the enhanced targeting info does, is it gives you that information that we took for granted before 6.0. You can remove this. You will not get any money, any silver from it if you sell it. If you sell this piece of equipment, you will make 0 silver from it. So really, it honestly, unless you like to live dangerously and you think that you would benefit more from a fourth actual piece of equipment and you don't care about knowing your pen chance or outlines of tanks, by all means, you can remove this. You won't make silver from it, and you can replace enhanced target info with a fourth piece of equipment that you might find more beneficial. Overall, that's pretty much it for each piece of equipment. I just felt it necessary to cover this because there is a couple new pieces of equipment, as well as some things that need to be clarified from things that I've heard over the past couple weeks. Other than that, I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button. Let me know that you want to see more 6.0 videos like this. And if you like the content and you want to see more of it, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and bell icon for notifications. But until next time, this has been Darren of WotC Academy.